27 July 2020, and today I want to give you another update following the accident, the Norton accident that involved Apostle Talent Chiwenga and two people who were in his car and 3 people who were in a Mercedes-Benz who unfortunately passed away on the 13th of July. So it's almost 11 to 12 days since that happened, and according to my sources, what has happened is that Apostle Talent Chiwenga is recovering and the other 2 guys are recovering in hospital, and it is likely that Apostle Chiwenga could be out of action for some time, and this period could go up to 6 months. The reason being, Apostle Chiwenga was hurt in the first accident that happened back in 2019, which claimed the life of his wife and 2 other church members. And during that accident, he reportedly injured his back, but he did not take time to recover before he went back to preaching. So he was still nursing that injury from the first accident when this accident happened. And this accident also happened and caused more injuries to him, which could take time to heal. So that is why you've seen that in the past week, there has been very little activity on the online platforms of Jesus Revelations Ministries. So there's been very little activity. In fact, they have not posted after their last post on the 16th of July, when they explained what happened during the accident. So if you remember, their explanation was that the Zimbabwe intelligence agencies were trying to kill Apostle Talent Chiwenga by forcing him off the road, as 2 cars were coming against him, against traffic, at him. And the only option he had was either to go off the road or to crash head-on with another car. And what happened is obviously that head-on collision, and the church claimed that this was an assassination attempt because certain cars have been following Apostle Chiwenga for days, almost 7 days prior to that accident, which did not have number plates. So the suspicion or the conclusion was that since these cars were traveling on the wrong side of the road and collided head-on with Apostle Chiwenga, they were out to kill him. The same people who had been following him around are obviously then the people that was trying to kill him. So the Zimbabwe government, on their part, have not said anything. They have not issued a statement on the matter, regardless or in spite of the fact that many senior government officials had issued threats to Apostle Talent Chiwenga in the days leading up to the accidents. So the Zimbabwe government has not said anything. Footage of the target had not been released. So it is almost a mysterious accident until we start digging deeper and say, okay, who are the people who were in the Mercedes-Benz? So over the past week or 2, I've been looking around to see who was in the other car, and I've talked to a number of people. So I talked to Jacob Mafume, and he said to me, no, the people who were in this car were not Central Intelligence Organization members or officials. They were ordinary members. In fact, the woman who was in that car was his wife's aunt. So he knows for a fact that she was just an ordinary person. The man who was driving the car was Sam Madzingira, who owned a school in Bulawayo. In fact, I think he owned a primary school and a secondary school, and he was an ordinary person. There was a picture which I showed him, and I said, I saw a picture which they said was Sam Madzingira with Idi Mnangagwa's regalia. And he said, no, that picture is not Sam Madzingira. I don't know how, or he doesn't know how that picture ended up on the Blawa 24 story, where it was claimed that it was Sam Madzingira, but it was not him. Unfortunately, up to this day, I have not received the correct picture of Sam Madzingira, the late Sam Madzingira. And then the third person who was in that car was a young lawyer called Makopa, if I'm not mistaken. And he had gone to Bulawayo to hear a case. He was now going back to Harare, and he had been given a lift by the couple. The couple were going to a funeral. Jilas Mawarire is brother to Sam Madzingira, and the two were buried in Zaka. I think that was on the 17th of July. If I'm not mistaken with the dates, maybe 16 or 17, but they were buried in Zaka, the two of them. I also confirmed that Evelyn Benjamin, or Madzingira, was someone that was really known to many different people. I talked to people who went to school with Evelyn at Anthony High School. That's where she went to school. Someone said they went to school with Evelyn Benjamin. And I do attach some pictures of Evelyn Benjamin in the article at gambako.com. And I think I'll put one picture here on this video. So it could be, maybe there were other things happening around this car, but the people who died in that accident, to me, appear to have been ordinary people. Maybe they were caught in the crossfire, but they were ordinary people who were just going about their own business. Then I want to go into the issue of fundraising. How is Apostle Chiwenga taking care of the medical bills? I saw a message from the church, which they sent privately. Church members are contributing to the fund, which is assisting to treat Apostle Talent Chiwenga. And that is private. They're doing this privately through Pastor Baloyi in their own church. They have not gone to the public to say we're looking for money. So that is as far as how they're paying for the bills is concerned. I don't know if he's in Zimbabwe or not, but given the situation in Zimbabwe, I think it would be better for him to be outside the country. And as I said, church services have stopped. And my sources say the church might have decided that they'll wait until after 31 July to resume their services. They don't want to be seen as encouraging anything to do with 31st of July demonstrations. So let's see what happened after the 31st of July, if they're going to resume their operations. Then, obviously, I want to end with the question of whether Apostle Talent Chiwenga will stay in Zimbabwe or not. And my sources said, during the time when he had the first accident, many countries offered Apostle Talent Chiwenga asylum. And he declined that asylum. He said he would rather die in Zimbabwe than live, because he has a calling to preach in Zimbabwe. So I suppose then we're likely to see him back preaching, God willing, within the next 6 months. And that would be very, very good to see, because obviously many people are looking forward to listening to Apostle Talent Chiwenga. Myself, I last saw Apostle Talent Chiwenga when he came here in Johannesburg, and I went and saw him. I think he was at Yada, at one of the hotels there in Centurion. And I went and sat in the service, and I listened. And obviously I left when it was necessary for me to leave. But that was the only time or occasion that I managed to be in the same place with Apostle Talent Chiwenga. Very smart man, very knowledgeable about the Bible. It's very sad what happened, that he had this accident. It's very sad that the people who died had to die under these circumstances. And it's also very sad that the Zimbabwe government has not tried to do more to clear this situation this accident. I think they should have come out and said, no, this is not the situation that happened. This was not a hit. This was not an assassination attempt. They should have tried to take out the footage of the toll gate, which was so close, and say during this past hour, before and after, these are the cars that passed. How many cars could be passing during lockdown? And then it clarified everything. But unfortunately, Zimbabwe is the country in which we live. Some of these things, you do not expect them from the government. They just do things in their own kind of different way. So this is the update that I had, and I want to give you more updates. I'm very interested in Apostle Talent Chiwenga. I want to see him back, and so I'll keep giving updates as new information comes. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on WhatsApp, send it to as many people as possible. If you're watching this on YouTube and Facebook, please like, comment, and share.